Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Siti Ardianti and my ID number is 17, 9, 10, 10, 10, and 20. I'm from Bahasa Inggris Lanjutan S.Sos of Jember University. I will give my opinions and review brief about the film Battle of Empires Fetih 1453 in the text of Sir Dody Molasy. So, let's get started. The film begins with the birth of a baby from the wife of Sultan Murad II in Edirne, which was then given the name Mehmet. This name was given as a sign of respecting Rasulullah SAW. Sultan Murad II made Mehmet became a king at the age of 12 years old. However, in the middle period of Sultan Mehmet had to abdicate because of a possible threat from the army Salib and the other. And to avoid that, Mehmet was sent to Saruhan Sanjaki. In 21 years old, Mehmet got news that his father or the Sultan Murad II have died. At the sight of the body of his father, Mehmet swore would establish the most powerful kingdom in the world. Hearing this, the Emperor of Constantinople underestimated the mention of Mehmet. They assumed that Mehmet attempted to surround of Constantinople just in vain. The empires of Constantinople offers established a peace to Mehmet with the condition to pay tax of 30,000. Mehmet agreed with the peace invitation offered by the Emperor of Constantinople, but they are getting arbitrarily against Sultan Mehmet and the other Muslims where they raised tariff to 600,000. Then Mehmet sent a letter to the Emperor of Constantinople and they are ready for war. Mehmet then made a plan to establish a fort in Rumelia. The Emperor of Constantinople, who saw this field increasingly challenged, and they then gathered the troops of its allies, which include troops from the Pope and Rome. Mehmet is not afraid because Mehmet is assisted by Urban in making giant cannon. We know giant cannon is that has never existed in history. The goal is to destroy the walls of the Empire of Constantinople, are famous and cannot be penetrated by anything. Mehmet also made a plan to close the Bay Black, which is the main road leading to Constantinople, and digging underground tunnels. The battle occurred for approximately 53 days. Amid the battle, tentara Muslim led by Mehmet gets soured, and of course, this made the Emperor of Constantinople and its allies happy. Sultan Mehmet was frustrated until Sheikh came and gave advice to Mehmet. With determination, Mehmet begged to continue the war with a plan that was unexpected before. They moved the ship by land to invade the weak area, and the tunnel digger troops also sacrificed by blowing themselves up in the tunnel right on the wall of Constantinople, so that the wall can be destroyed, and plus the attack from the cannon basilia. The collapse of the walls created an army of Muslims can easily enter and attack. With the spirit of the Muslim force were able to defeat the Crusader, and Sultan Mehmet could conquer Constantinople. My opinion from the movie that I have watched is how this movie has an interesting and exciting story. Moreover, this story is a historical story about how Muslims, led by Sultan Mehmet, tried to defeat the troops of Constantinople at a time when it has troops and reinforcements that much. In addition, this film also taught me about the meaning of ikhtiar and tawakal. because failure is definitely there, but the spirit also not the way out. There are some scenes in this movie which then made me think whether the film is suitable for by all age or not. There are many scenes that show women in sexy clothes as comfort women. Especially, we know the scene where the Emperor of Constantinople take a bath with his woman in a place like jacuzzi. The other thing we know that Sultan Mehmed has kind of a commander named Hassan, but it is a skin Hassan commit with the child of the maker of the canon, namely Era. Not described here whether they are married or not, but if we look at the context of Islam and the movie that describe the war to fight for Islam, then scenes like this are not too important to be displayed for me. There are some versions of my best scene in this film. First, scene when going to the battle. Mehmed's advisor, namely Halil Pasha, said that this battle should not to be done because the power of the Emperor of Constantinople is hard to beat. But the Sultan Mehmed then said that making history is not reserved for those who are cowards. Here we can take lesson that to start a change, we must be able to bear the risk. And only cowardly people who stop in the middle of road. Because whatever happens, that's a matter for the end, and the task is the only human effort, tawakal, and patience. Second, the next scene is when the process of making a fort in Rumelia. Once I thought the workers were busy, but instantly stopped when the Sultan arrived and they returned to work after being ruled to return work by Sultan Mehmed. This scene is the best scene in my opinion because it reflects how obedient they are to the king. It is associated with the current things that we can see how the culture of the santri in the pesantren or boarding school. Because there is a saying that manner first, science then. Third, the next best scene is when the Sultan Mehmed will go to war. He embraced his son for the first time. It was seen from the shocked expression of his son. This scene is a little touching scene because as high as a king, he is still a father. The last and the next best scene is how the troops Muslim would thrive in war. They are willing to sacrifice life for the victory of Muslim, and of course, we will be impressed with the actions of Hassan. Even though there are many arrows in his body, Hassan kept trying so that the flag, which became a symbol of victory for Muslim, could stand up. From this story, we can take lessons about how the struggle of Muslims to fight for Islam. We can only pray that those who are fall in the path of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to defending Islam get the best place. Okay, that's all my opinion and a brief review of the film Battles of Empires Fetih 1453. If there is a mistake, I do apologize profusely. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.